Hey, how you doing? Well, here I am one more time just passing through this bridge. You see, this is a place I try to visit every year. If you look just to the left, you see that building right there. That's called Graue. That's Graue. I think it was built right around 1852. If I'm wrong, you guys can let me know. But right now it's a museum if you're interested. You know, the story I'm about to tell you, while I wouldn't recommend doing what we did as kids, it was just a different time. You know, it seems at least once a year, I always seem to find my way here. It's not for the mill, but I'm lured here by the creek, and that's Salt Creek right out there. You see, as a young man, maybe junior high, this creek was a place where I had many adventures. During these years, like many, I had my closest group of friends. You know the ones I'm talking about. The friends that you can remember for the rest of your life. Just to give you a quick rundown, there was that strong one, there was the troublemaker, there was a smart one, and the one who just seemed to have it together, and then there was myself. Like many kids, we would be drawn to a small creek that would flow through our neighborhood, and that creek would eventually flow into Salt Creek. Now, in the winter, just a sideline, in the winter, this little creek in our neighborhood would feed into a field, and in that field was a hidden pond. That pond would freeze up, and we'd always gather there just to have a nice afternoon game of pond hockey. But in spring, summer, and fall, with the seasonal rain, the creek in the neighborhood would fill up, and sometimes it would overflow its banks. When this happened, this only meant one thing for us. We would all agree to meet at the creek with our backpacks, supplies, and our inflatable rafts. So we would all load our rafts into that little local creek that was overflowing, and eventually, like I said, we'd paddle down the creek and eventually run into Salt Creek. Once we hit Salt Creek, we were on our adventure to Graue. Now, one thing I really wanted to point out was kind of fun is that as we paddled down Salt Creek, it passed by a golf course, and I do remember the occasional golf ball splashing close to us. Now, we were pretty cool and we were pretty tough, so none of us really showed any fear of that, but I can guarantee you, if that golf ball landed close to your raft, you'd be paddling pretty fast just to clear the area. We all had that happen to us. Eventually, when we'd reach the mill, we would drag our rafts to the shore. We'd do a little exploring. We'd eat some kind of food, whatever we packed. And then, when finished, we would deflate the rafts, pack them in our backpacks, and we'd begin the long walk home. But there was this one time that really taught me to respect the current of a overflowing creek or a river. I gotta tell you, the waters that day had flown way over the banks. The trees actually, where the local creek fed into Salt Creek, the trees in that area actually became obstacles in the water, and we wanted to paddle around them. One of my friends wanted to ride with me in my raft, and of course I said yes. I had my back to him, so I wasn't paying attention. I was doing my part paddling. Not sure what really happened, but all I remember is I can only imagine that I think my friend got tagged by a tree branch that sent us into a spin. I think he panicked. He leaned too far over trying to gather himself, and he capsized the raft. Both of us went in. I went in deep. I remember this. And I recall I was completely submerged. And I'll be honest, when I surfaced, my friend was there on the shore, and all I knew is I had to start swimming. Well, working my way to the shore, with the current, I was able to grab onto a small tree, and I hung on for dear life. I gotta be honest, I was a little concerned that I might be about to meet my maker. I remember clinging onto that backpack because I didn't want to lose it. I was holding it tight in my hand. It was just too much drag, and I let the backpack go. Okay, I was a little scared. But I made it to the shore, and I can remember standing up on the shore, turning around, looking at Salt Creek, and I can remember that side of the backpack floating down the creek. I had enough that day, and I was not going to go off the backpack. That was the day I learned to respect the unforgiving current of rivers. Now, don't get me wrong, I still like to take my kayak out, but I generally keep the kayak to the lakes now. So, to this day, I always look forward to visiting Graue because it always brings back these memories. I did enjoy my youth. It was a wonderful time. I gotta be honest, it looks a lot more domesticated now than it did back then 50 years. So I hope you enjoyed this story. And if you enjoyed this story and this video, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, thank you for watching.